Hello everybody, TheMetaChaser13x's here, and I am bringing you yet another Pokemon analysis. This one featuring the Regal Pokemon known as Serperior, which is the final evolution form of the grass starter that you get in 5th generation, known as Snivy. Now, on a side note, I completely forgot to mention that in my last video with my Pokemon analysis for Samurott, it is the final evolved form of the 5th generation water starter, Oshawott. So now that we got that out of the way, let's take a look at its typing, ability, and stats. And I have some move sets here that can be used from this awesome Pokemon. So let's get started. So as you see here, it is a monograss type Pokemon, and it has a weakness to poison, flying, bug, ice, and fire, while it resists electric, water, grass, and ground type attacks. Now, I was really let down when I found out that it didn't get the dragon type as its secondary type because it totally looks like a dragon, like a serpent. So, yeah, I was really disappointed, but I figure, you know what? We gotta work with what we have here. And I tried this Superior a few times in battle, just for shits and giggles, and pardon my language. Um, and it turned out pretty well. So, anyways, I digress. The ability that it has is Overgrow, which is an exclusive ability found usually in starter type Pokemon from each generation. Um, and with that, it basically, when you're knocked down to a third of your health, it gives your grass type moves a 1.5 times boost. So, likewise with Torrent, it could turn the tide in battle. Now, with its Dream World ability, it is known as Contrary. Now, contrary to popular belief, it really isn't that good of an ability, no pun intended, because even though it learns Leaf Storm, which is a move known for dropping your special attack by 2 stages, Contrary basically reverses that, and whatever stat changes happens, it happens like the complete opposite. So say if you get that special attack drop by 2 stages with Contrary, it actually jacks up your special attack by 2 stages. And you're probably wondering, well, why did I say it wasn't that good? Because essentially, grass type moves are the only thing on the special side that it can learn, which is a real disappointment as it gets walled to bits by either Pokemon that have the ability Sap Sipper, which I will explain in a later video. Um, but it just was a real letdown. So it's best to go with the other ability. Anyways, totally rambled on there. As for the stats, they're actually not that bad. Like, it has base 75 HP, which is okay. But when you pair it with its base 95 defense and 95 special defense, it actually is pretty bulky, even if you don't put any EV investments into either of those defensive stats. Um, as for its offensive stats, it has 75 attack and 75 special attack. Now, they're not that bad either, but you really don't want to rely on stats like that to be an effective revenge killer or sweeper. Um, its speed, however, is at a very nice 113. So you will be outspeeding a ton of Pokemon for any sort of metagame, whether it be in the NU tier, UU tier, or even OU tier. Um, so with that, I am going to be bringing you the first set that I have in mind. So let's go with that. So the first set that we have here, it is a bulky setup kind of set. I really don't have a specific name for it, but it can be made pretty effective if given the chance. So the nature I have right here, it is a careful nature which lowers special attack but raises its special defense. The ability that we're going to be using is Overgrow. Um, the item for choice is Leftovers, so that at the end of each turn you gain a little bit of HP back. Um, as for the EVs, 252 we're going to go into HP, 252 into special defense, and 6 into speed just to give you that one more point. Um, now, as for its moves, the first one we're going to be using is Leaf Blade because it's an awesome stab move with base 90 power. Next move we're going to be using is Iron Tail, and with the move Coil, that goes great together because Coil essentially is like a bulk up, which boosts the attack and defense, but with Coil, it also boosts the accuracy too. So after one Coil boost, you essentially have a fully accurate Iron Tail, which is tremendous because Iron Tail is a powerful move as it is with base 100 power. Um, it's also Steel type as well. And its next move is Dragon Tail, which is kind of like Whirlwind and Roar, except you actually cause damage while you force the opponent to switch out. And it goes great if you have hazards set up, such as Stealth Rock spikes, Toxic spikes. So definitely keep this set in mind if you have a team that in which one of your Pokemon can set up entry hazards. So with that, I'm going to move on to another set. So this next set here, it is a bulky phaser. Um, what that means is it basically phases out the opponents. In other words, it pretty much ruins any attempt to set up any stat boost to try and sweep your team. Um, its nature is going to be careful again. Um, its ability is going to be Overgrow. Uh, as for the item, it is going to be Leftovers. The EVs are 252 HP, 252 special defense, and 6 into speed. As for its moves, it's kind of similar to the last set, except we're not focusing on attacking so much as we're focusing on being just completely annoying to your opponent and attempting to sabotage any hopes of the team gaining a sweep on you. Um, its first move is Dragon Tail, which, as I mentioned before, it is like Roar or Whirlwind, causes damage and throws out your opponent, um, therefore forcing a switch. The next move is Coil, and as I said before, it boosts your attack, defense, and your accuracy all by one stage. The next move is Leech Seed, and that isn't always accurate. Like, it's got base 90 accuracy, which is okay, but it can miss on occasions. But after one coil, you really got nothing to worry about. Same with Dragon Tail. It's a base 60 power move with base 90 accuracy. Um, And as for the last slot, it's really up to you on what you want. Like, if you don't like getting statused for this Pokemon, then you can choose Rest, but that leaves you wide open for attack in the 2 turns that you're asleep. The next slot is Protect, so you could essentially Leech Seed stall the opponent and gain back some considerable health. Um, but the choice is really up to you. Now, I'm not going to be making a set that involves its hidden ability Contrary because it's pretty easy to make. You give it a modest or a timid nature and you throw in Leaf Storm and you spam that. It's really not that hard to come up with. So, anyways, I hope that you guys have enjoyed this video and feel free to leave a comment and rate it and subscribe. That's all for today, folks, for this video anyways. Take care and see you later.